Welcome to this very pleasant morning. Today we have the last aspect in Module 3 of International Marketing Strategy. We will be looking at exit strategy and its process. So we will first discuss what is exit strategy and why it is important. Exit strategies are plans by the owners of the business, okay? Um, Investors, traders, venture capitalists given money to the um, to a startup company, or people come together, put money, and then start their own ventures. So, exit strategy is when they want to move out of the business, how to liquidate their position, how to get back their financial assets, and what are the various process involved in this. An exit plan is how an investor plans to get out of his investment. This is important because so many situations changes, and when you come to sign the startup, it's also good to think about how to liquidate peacefully. Otherwise there will be disputes, you'll have to go to the court, and it's a very long drawn process. So if you have any issues or any changes, then it is very easy if you had planned your exit strategy. Okay, so the next question is, why do you have to plan your exit? So it will change how you guide your company's future. So if you have the exit plan in mind, you will know what and how to take risks, run the company from a year to year. You will have a very clear picture. You will know how to handle unsolicited offers. Supposing you are a startup company, and after 1 year your app is getting very good downloads, and there is an offer from a company, okay, for some $20 million. So immediately your thing is, your idea is, why not we sell? So if you have an exit strategy in mind, then you will not get tempted by these offers. You will know, I have to run it for 5 years, and after 5 years this is the amount that I will have to come demand. Below this I will not be accepting. Like this you will have some level of clarity. You will know when you intend to sell. So if you just after 2 years, you will not give in to temptations, because you have signed initially that only after 5 years you'll be looking at exiting the company, whether you're selling it off for profits or whatever it is. So that is another point. It will help you to mentally prepare for exit. So if you know 5 years is the time, then 4th year you can start looking and doing a due diligence. You will be able to capitalize on the active market. So you know that within 4 years you have to put in all that you can and increase the company's presence as much as possible. It gives you life, control of your life after business. So many people are, they start a business and they get completely thrown out of gears when there are trouble times, especially like this. There is no cash inflow during corona times. So should you exit the business and go? If you had already planned, then you will know, up to this level I will take risk. Beyond this I will not take risk. So like that, if you have got certain clear-cut mental pictures, then you will be able to live your normal life. Otherwise, you will die of heart attack just by because you are running a business. So exit plan is important. Liquidation. So how can you exit? First is liquidation. Liquidation is businesses that are struggling to survive. They are not able to get enough orders. They don't have enough working capital. They are very in do or die situation. So they can liquidate their assets. What is liquidating? Liquidating is you put up everything on whatever is there in your company, you put it up for sale. Okay, going out of business, so put it up on sale and mark the prices lower. All the inventories that you have, you change it into currency. Okay, and all the fixed assets you have, you try and liquidate it, and then you take, if 2 or 3 partners are there, pay off creditors, and then you liquidate the company. Okay, convert all the assets into cash, liquidate. That's what is liquidation, cash. And then you split the cash and exit the business. So that is the first exit strategy. Then you have a friendly sale. Friendly sale is a business owner may choose to sell the enterprise to a friend or a known person, or a person who has been one of your business partners, okay, or one of your suppliers, right? If you are so like that, you sell it to people known to you. Why? Because you know that they will run the company, they know how you have been functioning, so they will know to it is like looking for a person who is known plus who is trustworthy and who will be able to run the business well. Okay, instead of looking around the world for a person who will come and buy your business. Mergers and acquisitions. So mergers and acquisition is what happens is the company is taken over by another company, and the company which has taken over, they will set all the process, selling process, then buying process, supply chain, all the other aspects of business, the process will be merged and they will have a single company. Mergers and acquisition, all their branding, everything they'll bring under one umbrella. Normally they will set a time. Mergers and acquisition for the next 3 years we will have to merge like that, and they will have a common branding exercise and then a common company vision and mission. So the owners, that is mergers and acquisitions, one company taking over another company. Either mergers, there are many, very many, I think, because it will enhance the business, or sometimes the mergers happen because in the same line they will get more penetration, their same business they'll get more penetration, access to more markets, like that. So the mergers and acquisitions, these are the very various different ways to exit a company. And look at this. So exit plan involves all these things. It affects business, it affects your personal, it affects the legal, it affects finance and the tax. Okay, because you have to think of all these things. Even if there is a merger and acquisition, all these aspects will have to be merged in acquisition. Personal, HR, so you two companies are coming together, you should know how many people to keep, how many to and it should be fair to both the companies. Okay, so exit strategies you have to think of from all these lines: business, growth, personnel, that is HR, people who are working, legal, finance, tax, creditors, like that. You have to think of all the parameters of business. Next is your criteria. What are the various criteria? So you should have freedom, flexibility, control, liquidity, timeline. All these things you should plan for exit. You cannot say, tomorrow we will exit. Like how I mentioned to you, 5 years is the minimum time is for commitment. After that, if we plan to exit, then let us talk. Like that, you should have certain timelines. Exit criteria, exit planning. Exit planning is exit objectives. Okay, value drivers, ownership management. Okay, who will now will the board of directors change? How they will change? Who will put the money during the time of takeover? Who will run the company? Contingency plan, wealth management, then exit options. This is the next aspect of planning. Next is exit strategy stage. Then you think, how to integrate. Normally, I told you, it just takes 2-3 years by the time a merger happens. So, in the first phase, what all you should merge? Who will be the spokesperson of the company? Who will take the internal audits? Who will take the external audits? Like that, you have to plan very clearly the various process, and then you have to after that time period, 2 or 3 years, then you exit. Okay, small companies, there is no need for such a big fuss. Mergers happen, small company taken over, a big company will know how exactly to go about putting the process in place. So with this we finish the module 3 of business international marketing. So we will have the question bank for module 3. Please take this as very, very serious, and answer all these questions, because this will serve as your notes. This time it's going to be, nobody knows how questions are going to be set, who's going to be setting. So you be very, very clear that these are kind of foolproof method. So you work out these questions, and this will help you to face your exams. What are the various entry strategies available for a company? You have to draw the flow chart, and it is there in the first lecture. Then why is exporting option good for an organization? How do we start exporting? So you have to define exporting, and then you have to explain what is the process of exporting. So you have internal and external, like that. You have to write both those aspects. Okay. Then what is licensing? You have to define licensing. You have to define franchising, and then you have to draw a line in the middle, make 2 tables, and then you do this comparison. So that will be the answer for this. What is licensing? How is it different from franchising? Instead of adopting general way of writing paragraphs, whenever you have a chance, use flowcharts and use this one. Draw a line in the center and keep writing what is licensing, keep writing what is franchising. Your answer is over. With next question, with Indian examples discuss franchising. So you have to say what is franchising, definition of franchising, and how franchising happens, and you have to give some examples. There is one slide which shows all the examples from banking and insurance sector. So 4-5 examples you can give. What is contract manufacturing and what are its advantage? What's the success story of joint venture? This is, you have to say what is joint venture, how joint venture happens, and then you give that there is one slide which shows diagrammatically the success story of Hero and Honda. So you can just give that and write. What is merger and acquisition? How is it an entry strategy? So merger and acquisition, actually most these things are exit strategy plus entry strategy. That is why that question is important. So it is an entry for one company to another company, and together they are so you have to write that when two companies merge, so there is also exit plus there is a new emergence of a new company, right? So next one is explain strategic alliance in the context of international markets. You have you can represent it. There are diagrams. You can represent it from there and start writing. Always remember to have your flow charts wherever it is possible. Start all the answers, whether it is 3 marks, 5 marks, 10 marks, with a flow chart, and then go about it. So with this we finish the module 3 of international marketing strategy. Module 4 is it's just a repetition of all the basic marketing concepts: product and promotion strategy, quality for global requirement, then international global branding decisions, brand name selection process, and then PLC, product life cycle in international markets. It is the same whether it's international market or Indian market. Product life cycle is product life cycle. Okay, only thing is, in the international markets, after the cycle starts declining, it will look into the next country, right? Then new product development, global advertising challenges, global media planning. So this is the 4th module. We will start it with in the next session. Thank you.